Hello class 10. I welcome you all in my economics class, and today I am going to start chapter 3, money and credit. Already I have told you that only two chapters will come in the first term, that is chapter 1 development and chapter 2 is sectors of the Indian economy. But because already I have made revision videos of chapter 2, and so now 4 revision videos I have made for you all, and you must watch the videos, subscribe my channel, and it will be very helpful for you to understand the topic properly. So today I am going to start the chapter called money and credit. This is chapter 3, and altogether you have to cover 3 chapters in the subject of economics. So money, the history of money is very old, and the word money has come from Rome, and there the hills of Rome give, and from where the word money has been originated. So history of money is more than 5000 years old, but the present form of money, or the paper money that we are using, and the currencies that we are using, its history is 500 to 600 BC. And so money is a very fascinating subject, and it is full of curiosities, as you have read in the chapter where the teacher has to introduce you with various terms related to it. So money is very useful, and that is not new thing to tell you all, that everyone, those who are busy, they are busy to make money, and why they make money and why they are using it. And money is which solves, or which are used, which we use in various transactions. Means everyday's life can't happen, or can't we won't be able to fulfill all the needs of our life without the help of money. So money is very important and a very interesting subject, which has captured the minds and views of every people, those who are busy, those who are working, those who are going to some workplaces. So it is very important to know that what you should study, and what are the things, what are the functions of money, and what is credit. So history of money and how various forms were used at different times, it is an interesting story. So 700 BC, way back 700 BC, it was first used in China. And but before the modern forms that we are using now, people used various objects, metals were also used, then cattles were used as a medium to exchange the things of our need. And in this way, what we see, that the chapter's purpose is to introduce you that what are the functions and how it has eliminated the drawbacks and the difficulties that we faced while exchanging the products and meeting our needs. So modern forms of money are, of course, it is linked with the banking system. So banking system also play a very important role in making money successful medium in all types of transactions. And this is the central idea of the first part of the chapter, where you will see that how barter system, when we were not using any medium, and money which has eliminated the feature which was essential in barter system, that is double coincidence of wants. So what is double coincidence of wants, etc., that we are also going to discuss here. So first let us start that the present situation in India, where newer forms of money are slowly spreading with computerization. Means what we see, that due to computerization of the banking system, various forms are present with us, and that we use in our various transactions and in various activities to fulfill and make our life easy. So we need not get into formal discussion of the functions of money. Function of money means it is used as a medium of exchange. Through it we store, value can be stored. It is a measure of value, which has helped us to measure the value of the product. So there are certain areas that are not covered, such as creation of money, ki how money has been created, that are not covered in the chapter. And the creation of money, money multiplier, or the backing of the modern system, that can be discussed if the need arises. So, credit is also a very crucial element in economic life of any country, and is therefore important to first understand that this is a conceptual manner. What are the aspects that one looks at in any credit arrangement? What is credit? Credit is the finance that we get from banks to fulfill our various needs, and credit is the loan which we get. So we will discuss it later. So first I would like to discuss with you that what is money and what things you are going to learn in the chapter. So we have to make you familiar with all the important topics and terms that we are going to come across. So the other crucial issue of credit is its availability to all. Means now the credit, the loan is available to everyone through banks, and especially the poor, and on reasonable terms, reasonable rate of interest and terms. It is available or made available by the public sector banks. So we need to emphasize that this is a right of the people. Means everyone should the credit should be made available. It is the right of the people, because without which a large section of them would be kept out of the development process. So because credit helps them to start their work and to improve their situation. So that is why if anybody is not getting it or not getting the help of financial help from the financial institutions, then they will be kept out of this development process. So there are many innovative interventions, such as that of Grameen Bank has entered, which had provided credit to a small or weaker section or small farmers, so that the agricultural inputs they could arrange for them, that students may be made familiar with. But it is important to realize that we don't have answers to all the questions. We need to find new ways in our country for the social challenges that our developing country is facing. So sources for information, the data on formal and informal sector of credit, that I also have discussed with you, that formal sources are those sources which have certain rules and regulations, which runs under the government, and which is same for everyone. Means there is no discrimination done with the people. So here also we will discuss about the other things also, ki how the people data on various organizations that provide the credit to the people. So first let me explain that what is money, and before, when we were not using the modern forms of money, how we used to pay and make payments and buy the needs for our daily life. So in our everyday life we use money, or the paper money, or the currency that we are using in our country to in our various activities and in various transactions, and we can make a list of them. So in many of these transactions, what we see, that goods are being bought and sold. It means transaction means what? When buyer and seller, they exchange each other's product. Means we go to the market, we buy the product to fulfill our needs, and we make payments to the seller in terms of money. So money has made our this buying activity very simpler and easier. Before that, when we were not having medium, we were using barter system. What is barter system? Barter system was or is still somewhere used, is a system of exchange in which we directly exchange the product. We did not paid or given any money to get the thing of our need or of our choice. So barter system is suppose I have something which I have made or produced in on our land, and then but that will not fulfill all my needs. So I need other things which I do not have and the other person is having. So I would like to I have to search the person whom has the thing which I have to use or which I have to exchange. So in this way it was very difficult to search the person who is having the thing of our choice. So it would be if suppose shoe manufacturer had to directly exchange shoes for wheat without the use of money. Means that time if there was no money, then suppose a shoe manufacturer is having shoes and he has to buy wheat. So what he did, he directly exchanged his shoes with the producer who has the wheat. So he would have to look for a wheat grower, farmer who has wheat or who has grown wheat, who not only wants to sell wheat but also wants to buy the shoes in exchange. That is, both parties have to agree to sell and buy each other's commodities or each other products. The shoe manufacturer has to sell his shoes and he has to buy wheat, and the wheat grower should also like to sell his wheat and get the shoes in return. So this is known as double coincidence of wants. So what is double coincidence of wants? It is a situation in which both the party or both the person, they agree or they desire to buy and sell each other's product, and what a person wishes to buy is exactly what the other wishes to sell. So in a barter system where goods are directly exchanged without the use of money, double coincidence of wants is an essential feature. But in contrast, when we are using money as a medium in the economy or in the market, it has eliminated the double coincidence of wants. Means now we are not supposed to search the person who has the product of my choice. Simply we take the money, and if we have various forms of money, we go to the market and make payments through cash, through checks and in other forms, and get the thing of our choice. And the seller who is accepting my money, they also accept it because of the authorization of the government. Now, so today I have just introduced the chapter what you are going to study in it. In my next video, I will discuss with you in detail that how it has come and what are the main functions of money. Thank you.